Aging. Even Mario does it. This is the 25th anniversary Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition for the Wii. I wanted this so badly as a kid. Back in 2010, it was Mario's or Super Mario Brothers 25th anniversary. And to commemorate it, Nintendo released this special edition box set for the Wii. And it was about $30. And I just never got around to picking it up. I think by the time, you know, like I was what, 13 at the time. So just kind of like walking into a store with $30 was a luxury. You felt powerful doing that. And just when this was available in stores readily available in stores, I didn't have $30 to spend on it. So it eluded me for so many years. And while this sold really well, because it was a limited edition and some people really wanted it for years going forward, it was fairly expensive. It wasn't like crazy expensive, it wasn't crazy rare, but because people wanted it, it was going for like 50, 60, maybe even $70 from what I remember for a couple years after 2010. But then Nintendo decided that, oh man, we can get in on this. So they decided to re-release Super Mario All-Stars for the Wii for $20 in 2016. And it didn't include like the fun box set. It was literally just the game inside. It was just the game disc for $20 via the Nintendo Selects line. But because of that, because this game's value just immediately decreased because it was reprinted, even though this original release obviously has, you know, the cool box and some special bonuses. The original prints of this game severely dropped in value, and I remember going to a used game store and finding a copy of this for $13 because you know, like it was going $20. It was going for $20 brand new. So obviously, when the game store would get in the original the original box, it was selling. They could only price it at like $13. I assume that might have been like a bit of an error because obviously the original version with all the goodies, I think would have at least went. If I was in charge of the game store, I would have probably priced that at least like $25. But yeah, so this was pretty cheap for a while. I don't know the going rate of it now. But this actually wasn't the copy I got that day. I think that was around 2016 when I finally got this game. No, this was the one I have. So I have two, but this one is just absolutely like somebody chewed this. It's pretty disgusting, but it does the job. Everything inside was like perfect. It was perfectly fine. Like all these the actual contents. Like this game looks almost brand new, but this was the one that I had, and then I found another copy that was far better looking for around the same price, like a couple years later. So here we are. And like I said, I always really wanted this game because it was such a cool, like, just look at this. This thing looks so classy and elegant. It's like, you need, like, it's the Wii game everybody wanted. I don't think anybody wanted, but I think everybody, you know, it looks good on your shelf. And it was just like all the contents. I was like, oh man, like it comes, let's see. Okay, so it comes with not only a game, including 4 of Mario's greatest adventures, but a soundtrack CD and a booklet. I really wanted that booklet. But from if you ever looked into reviews of this game back in 2010, it didn't get the greatest reviews. I mean, it got fine reviews. It was like 7 out of 10s. But the main thing that was really disappointing about this is that this is Super Mario All-Stars, which is a Super Nintendo game. It was when Nintendo remade the first 4 Super Mario Brothers games. The first one, Mario 1, the Japanese Mario 2, that was the first time the Japanese Mario 2 made it out here in North America, or outside of Japan at all, and they dubbed it as the Lost Levels. And then they had, you know, the rest of the world's Mario 2, and then Mario 3. So you have all those 4 games remade, and that was released for the Super Nintendo back in the 90s. And they didn't do anything. They just put it on a Wii disc. There was a startup screen. Obviously, like when you click on a Wii menu and you see the whole startup screen that shows you like what the game is. It had a unique version of that, and that was pretty cool. But then that was it. When you go into the game, it doesn't even show like it says, oh, like new Wii remote controls. That's a lie. It just means that you can play it with the Wii remote on its side, like, you know, like they were just original NES games, but you can also play with like a classic controller and GameCube controller. Like when you would go into the game and it would show you the control layout of all the games, they would still use Super Nintendo controllers. They didn't even go in there and edit them to show like a Wii remote, or at least like the controller you'd be using if you were using a classic controller or GameCube controller. This was truly one of the laziest things Nintendo ever did, because not only that, you know, Super Nintendo games on the Wii Virtual Console were going for like $8. You know, maybe a little more if they were like imports or anything like that, if they were like only released in Japan or something like that, but generally speaking, $8 for Super Nintendo games. This released for $30. And like even then, if you want to be like, oh, but it's 4 games in one, NES games went for $5 each. That's 4 games. That's $20. So, okay, but you're getting some extra little goodies. You know, like who doesn't like extra goodies? So let's see. So, well, I mean, like first off, I love this box. This box is so nice looking. You have like this like golden kind of like just aura around it. 25th anniversary logo. Looks amazing. Just like opening it up, it has like a little Velcro flap here. Just, yeah, you get just such nice, like it's all full color. You know, it shows you all the 4 games included, and then you have stuff like, you know, you get the soundtrack CD and a little history booklet. That's amazing. I really wanted to see what was inside that history booklet as a kid. I was just like, oh man, that must be incredible to flip through. So, let's take a look at this. So, you open this guy up here, and inside we have 2 DVD cases. $30. So here's the first one here. This is the game disc. Yeah, we have the Golden Mario. I believe that's original art from the original release of Mario All-Stars. 4 Mario Adventures, you know, makes you feel like you're getting a great deal, even though this should at the very least been $20. But in reality, it should have been $8. And then we have, you know, Spine, you know, just like any other Wii game, and, you know, it just, it shows the Super Nintendo game right there. And on the front, I mean, on the top it says, this game was originally released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The ability to use Wii controllers has been added to this version. At least they're being honest. 4 classic Mario games, 1 disc. Super Mario All-Stars is back! The Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic is now on the Wii system, featuring 4 great games and brand new Wii remote controllers. They're really hyping this up, even though, you know, Super Nintendo games on Wii isn't anything new. By 2010, like pretty much most Super Nintendo games you'd want to play were on the Wii Virtual Console, you know, except for Super Mario All-Stars. You know, stuff like Earthbound, and there's definitely a few other ones, but, you know, they're acting like it's a huge deal that a Super Nintendo game is on the Wii for $30. New Wii remote controls. That almost feels like they're trying to make it sound like there's like motion controls in this game or something like that, which in reality is just a way to, you know, like play the game with the Wii remote on its side. 2-player battle mode. Challenge a friend in the Super Mario Bros. 3 battle mode based on the classic Mario Bros. Arcade game. That was really weird for me, to me, that they specifically highlighted that as like a feature. A feature of this version, when it's like that was a mini game within Mario 3. It's very odd to me. I mean, I don't think they highlighted on the back of the cardboard box. I feel like they just wanted something else to put like on the back of the box, so then like that just isn't all by itself. So then it looks a little more symmetrical or just a little more full, I guess. I don't know. But let's see. Putting that up, a nice disc again. Like, It's just Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo, but putting this in, you get a nice little, like, 25th anniversary Mario, whatever, splash screen at the very beginning. Then we have the manual. Let's see. It's pretty much just going through each of the games. At least, like, this is actually really well done. I can at least see, like, the format's really nice. I don't think I have the manual for the original Mario All-Stars, but I think this would be kind of fun to compare and contrast. Wait, whoa, what happened there? For some reason they covered Mario 3 first, before Mario 2. Why did they do that? So this is a pretty bare bones release, isn't it? It's literally just a Super Nintendo game on a Wii disc. Back then, and even now, I think it would have been cool if they would have just remade the original games again. I think back then it would have been awesome because this came out a year after New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I think a lot of people, including myself at the time, would have thought it would have been really cool if they remade Mario All-Stars with, like, New Super Mario Bros. Wii type graphics. Of course, now, that style is a lot more putrid than it was back then because we've seen that style so much with Mario that I think it would make the games look a little blander. But it would have at least been, like, a cool novelty. It would have been a cool reason to buy this instead. And they could have offered, like, Mario All-Stars on the Wii Virtual Console. So then, you know, you could have gone, like, hey, if you wanted the original version, you could just download it. If you wanted, like, a new Super Mario Bros. Version, then there you go. You can buy the 25th anniversary collector's edition, but I don't know, I feel like, you know, obviously, I think Nintendo realized it was Mario's 25th anniversary a month before they released this, so then they just did that. But who the hell cares about the game? Because obviously, what I wanted here was this thing. The Super Mario History, 1985 to 2010. Basically, this was a DVD case containing a soundtrack CD, and where the manual would be contained for, you know, a standard game, they had a history book, and I really, really wanted that. I found it interesting that they put this all in a DVD case, but, you know, it works. It makes it feel kind of premium, and it's a red case, which is pretty cool. I don't know, is this a Wii case? Yeah, it's a Wii case, so, like, technically, you can use this for, this was probably cases they already made for New Super Mario Bros. Wii, because that used a red Wii case. Come to think of it, like, I remember, I sold my copy of New Super Mario Bros. Wii that I had as a kid back in 2009. I traded that into GameStop at some point, and when I rebought New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I bought it on Amazon like a couple of years later, probably in like 2014 or so, and like after a while, Nintendo just started using white Wii cases with that game for brand new stock. So my copy of New Super Mario Bros. Wii has a white case. So I just realized, since I do own two versions of this, I could technically use this case, but I probably won't. I just realized. I just realized that would have been a crafty solution. But I do really love the cover art here. It's just so 80s. It looks so cool. And just having like the NES with Mario 1 there. It is very odd because I can see that says tennis. That would be NES Black Box Tennis. But the actual cover art doesn't look like that, which is odd. It almost looks like The Adventures of Lolo, which I'm not sure. So yeah, that's a little odd. I mean, like, I can tell the label says tennis, but I don't know what the box art is, because that doesn't look like NES Tennis. But yeah, as we can see on the back here, the soundtrack listing. So we have one theme from pretty much every mainline Mario game. We have the ground theme from Mario 1, ground theme from Mario 2, athletic theme from Mario 3. The slider, the ground theme from Mario World, the slider theme from Mario 64, Delfino Plaza from Mario Sunshine, the main theme from New Super Mario Bros., main theme from Mario Galaxy, title theme from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and main theme, the trailer arrangement from Mario Galaxy 2. And then the latter half of the of the soundtrack CD are just 1-second sound effects from Super Mario Brothers. That's pretty neat. I really don't know why half of this soundtrack is taken up by sound effects when they could have easily done like 2 songs from each game, or they could have done like whatever, like some themes from spin-off games or anything else. Like there's other games that they didn't include here, like Game Boy games like Mario Land or Mario Land 2. It's really bizarre to me that they could have included like Mario All-Stars arrangements of like Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3, I don't get it. It's so weird to me because absolutely nobody cares about the latter half of this soundtrack CD. Because it's just absolutely, like, there's nothing to these. It's 1-second sound effects. If you wanted to play the soundtrack CD in the car, you never listen to, like, the latter half of it. It's ridiculous. But I didn't care about the soundtrack CD as a kid. I cared about the booklet. So here we go. It's the Super Mario History 1985 to 2010 booklet. As we can see, it is a bit thin. It's about the size of like a standard Nintendo manual for a Wii game. As in, like, you know, Nintendo would always make pretty thick, nice manuals for their Wii games. And this is about on par, probably. You know, it is a bit sturdier. You know, they have a bit better of binding, I guess you would call it. But yeah, this is I couldn't really imagine putting this on the shelf itself. You know, this is always meant to just be inside the DVD case, so you know, it's probably not as in depth as I probably want it to be, but you know, we'll see. It is a nice little cover there. You know, Mario made up of different game screenshots and whatnot. Then on the back we have a general timeline, which is just kind of a I don't know. It feels like a very it feels like again, it feels like just a very slapped together timeline. You know, like I said, like, why didn't they include Mario the Lost Levels or Mario Land 2, just stuff like that, but they would include Mario All-Stars. It's a weird choice, but it's whatever. Just a nice little collage there. And then a pure timeline. Again, they don't even acknowledge. I'm not seeing Mario Land or Mario Lost Levels or anything like that, which is really bizarre. And it's even more bizarre because they show like when the Game Boy came out. They have Mario, Mario 2, Mario 3, Mario World, Mario All-Stars, Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, New Super Mario Bros., Mario Galaxy, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and Mario Galaxy 2. And then they have like random little like things like here, like extra games, which is they have, which I believe these are supposed to represent remakes. So Mario All-Stars, even though Mario All-Stars was already shown there, they have Mario All-Stars here, denoting kind of like what it included. Mario Brothers Deluxe on the Game Boy Color, Mario Advance, Advance 2, Advance. Oh, so for some reason, yeah, they also didn't include Yoshi's Island, which makes sense, you know. Like, I mean, like, yeah, it was considered Mario World 2 here in North America, but I don't know, like, it just feels like they're not including really strange things, but then they include Mario All-Stars, which I get. The game is Mario All-Stars. The game this came with is Mario All-Stars, but it's just like some odd things to not include. And then Mario 64 DS and the classic NES series re-release of Mario 1. It's very odd that they include all these like re-releases, but then they also don't include stuff like, I don't know, the Wii Virtual Console re-release of Mario 1, Mario 2, and Mario 3 and stuff like that. Like I said, like there's some odd things that they decided to include and not include with that timeline there. Let's see. Just kind of like some looks at the people behind Mario: Miyamoto, Tezuka, Koji Kondo. Really nice pictures there. Now, this is the kind of stuff I really wanted to see, just like some behind-the-scenes kind of design documents, because like a lot of that stuff, you know, we never saw that much or at all up until this point. But yeah, we have the first Mario. I love that they include the cartridge and the box. And then they include some quotes. We wanted to make a big Mario running around beneath a blue sky. We squeezed as much as we could out of the NES technology. Developing this game was fun because it felt like we were solving a puzzle as we were making it. So, I understand that quote, but it's also... I feel like that's kind of how a lot of game development is. Pretty much with every game, it feels like a puzzle. There was so much enthusiasm on this project because we were trying to create something that had never been done before. That is true, I guess. And then just Mr. Miyamoto's handwritten proposal detailing gameplay for Super Mario Brothers. So this is barely like there's really not any like sprite work yet. It's basically just using blocks or squares to denote like what the gameplay is like of a side scroller. And I like that, just like having like graph paper and then just designing the title screen on that. That's amazing. Then Mario 2. I always liked how Mario 2 just had to yell Mario Madness on the front. Uprooting and lifting things that you played gave the game a new feel. It was released in Japan as Super Mario USA. Like they barely even say like what happened with Mario 2 here, but it feels like they just kind of assume the reader knows, which I mean I guess, but it's like also like I feel like a lot of like parents bought this for their kids or something, and the kids might not have known. The basic controls have a very free, silly feeling to them that I absolutely love. I adjusted the sounds of the NES to make it sound like a lot of different instruments were being played. In Mario 3, the Tanuki suit turns into a statue. Even though I knew it wouldn't make sense to some non-Japanese players, I was so excited about it that I left it in. We were helped by many people when developing this game, but even with a larger team, I was still the worst gamer of the bunch. This time around, I added a lot of percussion and was able to create tracks that sounded like there were 3 or more sounds playing at once, resulting in much richer sounding music. Alright, and then Mario World, and then we have the Super Nintendo cartridges. Here I could finally make a game with multi-layered scrolling backgrounds. I just wanted to run around riding a dinosaur. So this is pretty neat, you know, like it's just generally like, you know, like little development quotes, but, you know, I kind of wish they were a bit more in depth and they, you know, they kind of went a bit more like, at least like a page full of this stuff, you know, a page full of detailed development details and stuff like that. Like, or even just stuff like this, just like pure, just artistic, like concept art. A 3D Mario game allowed for many new exciting gameplay ideas. Just stuff like this is like super cool, and you know, it kind of feels more like they just threw together some screenshots and asked Miyamoto and Tezuka and Koji Kondo for just one sentence little ideas or just like development quirks that happened. Mario Sunshine, New Super Mario Brothers. Galaxy, New Super Mario Brothers Wii. I do like that they stick with showing like the discs and the cartridges and stuff like that. And Mario Galaxy 2, and we are almost we are pretty much done with this thing. Some cool Mario Galaxy 2 concept art. Some more concept art here and reference art for Mario World, basically like some character art and just all that, and then promotional items from the last 25 years, and I guarantee you that's not everything. There's the first issue of Nintendo Power, and just some random little doodads there, and that's definitely not everything. Mario model and reference, that's awesome. That's pretty cool. They have the 3D kind of model for reference there. And then kind of pretty much the development team, or at least like Nintendo employees in the shape of a 25. Welp. So, the Mario All-Stars Wii Limited Edition, like, it's cool, it's neat, but, like, my most wanted thing here, like, pretty much everything is gimped in, like, so many ways, where it's like, oh, it's just Mario All-Stars again, they did nothing to it. I mean, like, you know, it's a great way to play those 4 games, and it's a more convenient way to play those 4 games, because more people owned a Wii. But, again, like, all those 4 games that were released on this disc were already available on the Wii in some way, albeit the original NES versions, but they were still available on the Wii. And in a lot of cases, those are still kind of like the preferred versions, even though like the Mario All-Stars versions are cool, and they're perfectly fine, and they're great to play. But, you know, the physics are different, they feel a little different, you know, like, it might be, you know, I'd still recommend playing the original versions, or at least those are kind of my preferred versions. And the soundtrack CD is half garbage and half just, like, painfully limiting. And the booklet is, again, like, it's cool, but it doesn't go into the things I wanted to go into. It just kind of felt like they were like, alright, so let's, you know, let's just, show screenshots of, like, most of the mainline Mario games and skip over some of them, or don't even go in depth, and, like, a lot of the stuff, like, you're like, oh man, this looks cool, and then they're done. Like, it shows, like, some design documents, and you're like, oh my god, I hope the next page has more of these, and then, nope! But yeah, I love this game.